Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria,
And I'm Rosetta.
and we are so grateful for the opportunity to connect with you today. We want you to always lead with the spirit of kindness and compassion, and be grateful. Be grateful for every moment in your life. A woman in Maui was talking about gratitude. To be in a situation that's scary, always be grateful for the experience.
Exactly. Thank you. And thank you everyone for tuning in for another one of our chats. And we're going to quickly remind you, if you like our videos, hit the thumb icon. Please consider subscribing
Please,
to
we
us.
want some love.
Subscribe, and hit the bell notification.
Whee!
That means you'll be first to be notified when our chats are ready to be viewed, because I know you all want to view our chats.
Absolutely, because
as
we
soon
are
as possible.
We are the in girls.
Yes, we are. And today's tea, we're drinking Sweet and Spicy by Good Earth. We've done
Yes.
this many times. We love it. It's
Yes.
it's consistently amazing.
Yes.
And it's just great. Good Earth, sweet and spicy, organic.
Yes.
And it says flavored herbal tea. And the ingredients here are rooibos, cinnamon, chicory root, rosehip, lemongrass, natural flavor, organic chamomile. Well, everything's organic.
All of it.
What is this? Cassia oil, peppermint, orange oil, ginger root, ginger,
Smells amazing.
horseradish, and orange peel. And what we love about this tea, and I wish more teas would do it, is that we love reading the little sayings they have on the tea bag, the tags.
Yes.
And you can read yours first, Gloria.
Okay, so mine says, look forward with hope, not backward with regret, by Unknown.
I
That
love
is
that.
beautiful.
I love that. I have heard that before, and
Yes.
it's a great reminder.
Yes, it is.
Because most people always try to remember what they could have done
Right.
in the past.
Yes.
And mine says, don't compromise yourself. You're all that you've got.
Yes.
And this is by a person, Janice Joplin.
Oh, how cool.
Yes.
How cool.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, mine was unknown, so she was expecting, we don't know this person, and we do.
Don't know. Oh, Janice Joplin. Yes.
I love that. I
Love
love
it.
it. Yes. So, we've had it seeping for a little bit.
And we know it's going to be just delicious. It smells
Yes.
amazing
I know.
time. Every time.
The essence.
And yesterday
Oh.
I was at with someone, and they offered me tea, and it was the same tea, this Good Earth tea.
Small
So
world.
small world.
Cheers.
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 And delicioso.
This is perfect.
Love it. Love it.
Just what the body needs.
Yeah.
Just what the body
A
needs.
real pick-me-up.
I know. So let's get our party started. So, as always, we begin by saying our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire world, to the entire universe. I saw something, I don't remember the details, but planets had lined up and they made a question mark. The way the planets and the stars, and they were like, it's millions of years away. But I don't know why people think we're alone. I really don't. If we can exist, another planet can have entities that can exist.
For sure.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire universe for us to be able to live and coexist and to love one another and to just live in the spirit of joy and hope. So that is what we hope for you all. So, we've been talking to you about Barbie. We're not wearing pink today. I think we're just a little pinked out.
Well, I've got purple on today, which is your favorite color.
Absolutely.
But my favorite color is pink.
Yes.
But I do have pink accents. My
Yeah,
nails, my toenails, my
rings,
ring, my bracelets are
her
pink.
watch,
Yes.
and I'm purple. So, Barbie, the movie, is doing really, really well. So I told you last week they hit $1 billion, and now they hit $1.18 billion.
More than Oppenheimer.
Yes, and the number one movie was Super Mario Brothers,
Really?
and that was
What a surprise.
1.358 billion. So it's looking like Barbie is going to surpass,
Wow.
and then Barbie will be the number one movie.
I love it.
So we'll keep an eye on it because it's kind of girl
I
power.
love it, and there's still more people going all the time to
all
see
the time.
it.
Yes,
I wouldn't even mind going to see it again.
yes.
I've already seen it once. I wouldn't even mind seeing, because every time you see something
You see
again,
difference.
yes, you see different
Yes.
things that you hadn't quite seen or
Yes.
spotted the first time around.
Yes.
So I wouldn't mind going again.
I remember when I went to the theater and I saw Black Panther and I loved it, but there was so much going on. And when you see it at home, you can freeze it and you can really dwell into those points. So I agree. So good job. And it's female power, female producer, director, female actress lead. It's all good.
Love it.
Love it, love it, love it. So my husband has a favorite movie. He has a few. And I'm sure a lot of girls who are checking us out would say, oh God, like he loves Top Gun. You can watch it over and over and over and over. Shawshank Redemption. Over and over and over
that's
and over
an
and over.
all-time favorite. Yeah.
The Equalizer. He likes number 1, the one with Denzel.
Yes.
He doesn't like number 2 because they killed Denzel's boss, and we never understood why would you do that. So that one's not his favorite. The new one is coming out September, so he's waiting to see that. But he's a football guy, so one of his loves is football. The Blindside. It stars Sandra Bullock. It was, to me, a great movie. I love the movie, and we watch it a lot. And the movie is supposed to be about the life of Michael Orr. He was a young man that was kind of down in his luck. His mom had some drug issues. She had kids, but the state had taken all her kids and moved them around. And the character, her name is Leanne Tui, she sees Michael walking in the rain. And she's like, where are you going? And he's like, I'm going to the school, to the gym. She was like, why are you going there? And she goes, don't you lie to me. And so it chronicles them helping him out, bringing him into their home. Now, the father, he is very, very wealthy. In the movie, they make it seem like he owns Taco Bells, but in real life, I guess he owns restaurants.
Right.
And he's very, very, very rich. So at one point, she's talking to some friends, and she says, we're thinking about doing something, to help him out. And she's like, would you consider adopting him? And she's like, well, he ages out at 18. You can't adopt an adult. So they even talk about it in the movie. Now, Michael Orr has written a book, and one of the things that he's saying is that the Tuohys took advantage of him because they did a conservatorship. However, for him to get to college, you had to have adults responsible. He was 18. They couldn't adopt him, so that was the only way to do it. And this has gone on for 20 years. So to me, I would hope that in 20 years you would figure out how to say, okay, I'm a grown man. I don't need a conservatorship.
Yeah, why is it 20 years later that he's bringing this up? Yeah. And the parent, well, they're not really the parents, but they're saying that they're thinking he said this because they're on a book tour and he's saying he's trying to get $15 million from them.
Yeah.
So we don't really know exactly.
And one of the things that we do know, because we talk about a lot of movies, the people, Sandra Bullock got some money, the director, the producers, but the lower you get down the chain, yes, it's based on their life, their story. That doesn't mean that they're going to get a lot of money. There was something where he had also said they made a lot of money off of this movie.
Right.
$40,000, and I'm like, this man is a multi-millionaire. And even with all of this, the young man that's a grown man now, he says that he hopes that they will be able to resolve this because he will always love Michael.
Yeah, I don't know what issues Michael has against them, which is why he's trying to file this lawsuit. But you're right, they're not really getting that much from the movie, so they weren't holding anything back. The father did say that through the book they did get a bit of money from the book,
Right.
and the money was divided among the kids, but they're saying that he never got any.
Yeah, he said he never got any of the money.
Yeah, so we don't know,
but we're sure more is going to happen, because this was the leading story on Monday, Tuesday, and again today on Good Morning America. They're talking about it, so it's not going to just get swept under the carpet. And for me, I hope that there will be a good resolution, because I love that movie. I love the fact that, I mean, at one point she's having a meal with her girlfriends, and they're like, is this some kind of, why are you doing this, kind of thing. And they kind of hurt her feelings. And she's like, I don't have to come over here to get a salad. I can get a salad some other place. And she takes the check and she's like, I got this.
Yeah.
So you can tell that they don't need the money. And I hope and pray that it's just a misunderstanding.
I hope so too. But we're going to keep an eye on all the updates.
Yes.
And we'll follow up with you next week.
Absolutely.
If we hear anything.
Yes.
I'm sure we will, because everyone's talking about it.
Yeah. The Bachelorette. So, she went down to 3. And then Aaron shows back up. But Xavier is crazy. He's going to sit and say, I don't know if I could not cheat.
What a stupid thing to say. Does he not know the words coming out of his mouth sound ridiculous?
And you're on a show to have a connection with someone, to possibly get down on one knee and propose, and you're going to say something like that.
Yeah. I mean, do you really think that you're going to still be in the front running to be maybe, get down on a knee and propose to her after you've said this? I'm so glad. If I was Charity, I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he left.
Yes.
Because no guy not knowing whether he would cheat on me or not, which is ridiculous.
Thank you.
Ridiculous.
Thank you. And then Monday night was the Men Tell All. He's going to say to her, I just, I got in my head and I was scared. I would never cheat on you. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. Why do I not believe this?
I don't believe it. And the thing is, they showed back that particular scene where he said that. And it's not just one time he said he cheated. He cheated multiple times. And he said, was it within a 5-day period or something?
Yes. He told her, he says, yeah, I did. And I did it multiple times within 5 days. So, like she said, I would have to be stupid to sit here and want to do anything to have you.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Well, anyway, I'm glad that he's gone.
Yes.
And who's left now is Dotun and Joey
and Aaron
and Aaron. Okay, so yeah, that's right, because Aaron came back. Yes, forgot he came back. But I don't know about Joey. I'm still very, very question mark. I'm even concerned. I'm even like an X on him right now.
Well, when you think about the family, and the family, his uncle told her, this is not my nephew. This person that's in front of you that's portraying all of this is not him. It's not the real him. So is it because he is in love, infatuated with you, and he wants to put forth a good viewing? Or is he just faking it?
I feel like whether he's faking it or not, he doesn't seem genuine.
Yes.
The way he acts in front of her, I don't like guys that have no personality. I'm sorry, he's dull. He's very dull. He doesn't have any facial expressions. Mm-hmm. His face is just completely...
Well, he keeps everything like on the down low.
Yeah, right. So you can't really read him. Right. That's what I don't like. I don't like it when you can't read a guy. I like guys to smile, to be like just their normal self. I want to be around someone that's natural, like Dotun. I like him because he's like...
And he's been, for me, very consistent. And when he put her in that car, the convertible, and did the movie, which showed them as kids, I mean, for him to go the extra mile to get that, I kind of going to be upset if she picked anybody but him, because I think that he was the most and the best overall. But they show scenes of her talking to her mom,
Yeah.
and her mom's like, I'm not going to make this decision for you. You have to make the decision.
And she wasn't even sure if she sent home the right guy. That's why Aaron came back.
Yeah.
And that's why she's having second thoughts, because
Yeah.
she wasn't even sure if she sent him home correctly.
Right.
So we're going to have to see what happens.
Yes.
And
then they talk to all the bachelors, and I really think John is gorgeous. I think they should have
John, the Asian.
The Asian
Oh,
bachelor.
yeah, I like him.
I like his
like
personality.
Him as well.
I liked how he comes across very authentic, and I like that. I think he and Charity could have made some beautiful babies together. I'm just saying. And what was that? The one that I can't stand with the earrings.
Braden.
Yes.
Braden.
Okay, he is just as arrogant at the end as he was going through the process. Like he would sit there and he would tell the guys, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here to win the girl. And then, he would go to her and he would act like everything's good. He packed his bags 3 times to leave, but yet he tells her we were having such good chemistry. And I'm like, I think he got on that show so that he can get the one that he's going to be on, Bachelor in Paradise.
So they showed that. They showed that he's on Bachelor Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
They showed a scene with the one gal, and we'll have to see, because she says that he wasn't what she expected.
Right.
She thinks that he's deeper than he portrays,
Mm-hmm.
and she's surprised, and we'll see what happens. But
yes.
I do have a feeling that he went on the Bachelorette just as a stepping stone to get on Bachelor Paradise, because a lot of people, they jump from one show to the next.
Absolutely.
And I'll be surprised. I'd like to see who else from this Charities show series is going to be on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
So we'll have to see. And I'm very excited for the Golden Bachelor.
Yes.
I didn't really think much of him when they showed pictures, because he just looked all made up and just ready.
I mean, he looks good for 70.
I didn't know he was 70, but I didn't think much of him. But when they brought him on and they talked about his backstory, I was in awe. I was like, I love this man. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. I love him. He seems down to earth.
Yep.
And Jesse asked him, do you think you could find a love like you had with your wife?
Right.
He said, no, I don't want to find the same love, because I think that it can't be replicated.
Absolutely.
And why would he want to?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was like he said, that was the love of his life. Why would he want to go and, dumb it down by having someone who's a replica of what he had?
And if he's trying to look for some kind of love like he had with his ex, he's not going to find it, and he's going to get disappointed, and it's going to be a big fat failure. So I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait, because I can't wait to see the women.
Yeah.
And he's right. When you're younger, you have different goals and aspirations and things you're looking for in a relationship. When you get older, you're more mature, you're more understanding, you know what you want.
Yes.
So
he even said, and I know people were shocked, that he's like, I'm looking forward to the ones when they get the overnight.
The fantasy suite.
The fantasy suite.
Because Jesse asked, do you think there even should be a fantasy suite? And he said, yes.
Yes.
So
he's actually looking forward to that. And I hope that the women are not going to act like they're airheads. I want them to be grounded women who say it like they mean it.
Well, because there's going to be however many women, I'm sure some of them will be, but some of them will be really down to earth.
Yes.
And the perfect match for him.
Yes.
So I wish him luck, and I think he deserves it. Yes. And I think his kids and grandkids are looking forward to him finding
his daughters
someone.
And his granddaughters, the 4 of them, I think they're all very excited. And Charity will now, next week will be the finale, and we'll get to see who she ends up with. And what got me to watch The Bachelorette from the beginning was Tristan. I loved her. I loved watching her fall in love. She was Bachelorette #1. And one of the things that she told Charity is to listen to your heart and be authentic. And I believe if Charity does that, because you know, what I liked is last night they had to beep her a couple of times because she was like, well, why would I do that? You know, so be your authentic self, and good luck. We look
Good
forward.
luck, and I can't wait.
Yes.
And we'll report back, and we'll see if your predictions came true or if it was what you expected.
Yes. So every year around this time, there's a big concert in Golden Gate Park. People come from all over the world for these concerts, you know, like um, Megan Thee Stallion was performing. Lots of high end people are
Okay,
performing.
what concert is this?
It's called the Land's End Concert.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Oh, yes. We'll have to put the link so you all can check it out. The reason I'm talking about it is last week we talked about these robotic unmanned cars. So the concert lets out all these unmanned cars, you know, I guess you call them Uber taxis. They show up to pick people up. What do you think happened? They stopped.
What?
Traffic grid, yeah, it just stopped.
What?
So, like we're telling you, our concern is not just the cars, but the big 18-wheelers. This could be quite
So
catastrophic.
why did they say why these Uber kind of cabs stopped?
They said it just stopped, and people are filming and they're like, we can't go anywhere. It was gridlock. It took a while to move.
That's my nightmare, which is why I wouldn't even get into one of those cars. Because this is all run by technology, right?
Yes.
And if any of the technology, like Gloria said,
Yeah.
it stopped working, you're done for. That's it.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
So the jury is still out on if they should be allowed to even move forward, because if they can't control these little cars, can you imagine those big 18-wheelers?
Oh, that's impossible.
That would
Forget
be
about
the
it. Just
end.
don't even think about it right now.
That would be the end. So, you know, we're always talking about global warming and the devastation in Maui right now, because Rosetta kept asking last week, what started the fires? What happened? And the one thing that we keep hearing is the wind.
There's a wind, yep.
So it's just devastating. The number of lost lives has hit 106, and there's still 1,000 people missing.
It's crazy. And I was watching because my family and we're all trying to get updates constantly as to what's happening and what's been done for these people that now are homeless and are in all these shelters. And we found out that we didn't just find out, but we knew. But could you imagine? They didn't have any kind of warning about
alarms.
this. No alarms. They didn't even have the sirens go off. And
Nope.
they said that they sent out text messages, but
Nobody got them.
nobody got them. So can you imagine if you're at home? Because I'm at home.
Right.
Imagine you're at home. How often, let me ask you a question. How often are you checking outside? No, we never check outside unless we hear something or
smell something
or someone rings the doorbell. How often do we look outside? We don't. So for them, could you imagine you're at home and all of a sudden the fires are coming? It's like they are traveling like...
The winds were 85 miles per hour. The people said that we're sitting here and they turned and the fire was like right there.
You had no time to collect any of your belongings.
No.
Could you imagine if you had kids?
Yes.
That you're downstairs, your kids are upstairs or somewhere in the house.
Right.
And you're like in your bedroom or something, and all of a sudden you see the fire. How quickly are you going to be able to run to the other room or the opposite side of the house to pick up your kids? And
get them all together. And then some people were in automobiles and the fire was so hot that the tires were melting.
This is not even a chance of survival.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine how many more lives they're going to find that are all these people are dead, basically, burned to a cinder.
They have these specialized cadaver dogs, so they have the scent because they're just piles of ash. I mean, and I am so impressed with all of that. When you hear the locals talk, they say things like, we will rebuild and it will be bigger and better. They're so calm.
They're really calm. And they interviewed this one young lady. She must have been in her 20s or 30s. She was young. and she was standing. She goes, "This is my house now.
Mhm.
It's gone." But she wasn't crying. She wasn't
Right.
upset. She was smiling.
Right.
And I'm like, out of all this devastation, and you still have this gratitude and personality that, I mean, I just couldn't. Everything's gone.
I would be sitting somewhere bawling my eyes out.
But she was smiling and having a nice smile on her face and saying, "This is where I used." But the people
Amazing.
there, you know what they're grateful for? It's not about, it's like things, objects. They can be replaced, but
Right.
lives cannot.
Right.
So they're just grateful that they're still alive.
Right.
This is just amazing, the attitude that they have. And I know that they will rebuild.
Yes.
And people are saying, don't go to Hawaii to visit them, let them do. But you know, when they rebuild, you know,
everybody's
their town, they rely on tourists. That's how
Yes.
they make their money.
Yes.
So I think everybody's going to want to support
Everybody's
them
gonna
to build
come.
up their
Yes.
financial situations again.
Yes.
All the more the tourists, I say, is the
Yes.
better.
Yes. And I know it's going to happen. They're also going to do some investigations because they think the Hawaiian Electric Company, which is like our PG&E, that's the name of them. The minute that this started, they should have cut all the power.
They should have, yeah.
Because like nobody was getting any warnings. They didn't cut the power, and it just, they said the speed in which it moved was just, it was just.
And
very,
remember
very,
the winds. It
Yes.
allowed the fires to jump
Yes.
from one place to the next, which was
Yes.
even more disastrous.
Yeah. And you know, on the flip side of here, in Montana, a judge just sided with a youth activist. You know how we have little Greta?
Yes, Greta
Okay.
Thunberg.
So
yes.
you know how she's, okay, so these kids in Montana sued so what they did is they brought a case against the state of Montana
Mm.
because the Constitution for Montana says they guarantee the right to clean and healthful environment, which includes the climate. Now, of course, the state's going to appeal.
Right.
However, you know how we're always talking to you about our kids and how a lot of change is going to have to come from our kids. This should scare everybody in Washington, D.C., because these young people are not playing. They are learning the law and they're going to work the law. All this corruption and all this crap that's going on, you notice we never talk about it because we don't want to manifest anything around it. We want it to go away because it's disgusting. These young people took action and they won.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh my.
They won.
I love it. This is like just amazing news.
Yes.
I think more states, we need to do this in more states, I'm telling you, because the challenge I see here is that the reason why more states are not doing something about the environment and the clean air and everything is because there's no consequences.
Right.
Nobody has any consequences for doing anything.
Right.
So I always say to Gloria, we need to come out with some program where there'll be consequences.
Yes.
It needs to be in place. And people need to know we're not playing around because now you see all these fires, devastations, hurricanes, tornadoes. This is not just doesn't just happen.
No.
This is all man-made.
And this is years of repetitive bad behavior.
Yeah.
And you know, one other thing before I forget, please, developers, you know they're trying to buy the land out from underneath the poor citizens.
Oh yes,
that just lost everything.
Oh my God!
You are despicable human beings. There's no, if you wanted to do anything, you should be going in and donating funds.
Yes.
You should not be trying to pull all they have left is the land. Their homes are gone. I mean, look at the pictures. Their vehicles. I mean, you see everything.
This is like the worst of the worst.
Yes.
The lowest of the lowest anyone can do is to do something like this.
Yes.
So they should be ashamed. They should be really ashamed of this because this is not something that. These are Hawaiian people. They want their land. They want to rebuild. They're just in this phase, which we don't know how long it's going to take for them to figure out what the next stages are.
How are they going to be able to recover? Now, we have seen Oprah Winfrey in the shelters. She's been opening up pillows and
that's right, because Oprah has a house there.
Yeah. Now she has 2,000 acres there somewhere. And I think what happened is the wind was blowing towards her direction, and I think the wind shifted. So she might have been blessed not to have as much loss. But I guarantee you that smoke and that smell, that stuff just gets into your clothes, your structures. It's everywhere.
Well, as you say, the smell. What's really odd is that one church that didn't burn down, that's still standing, and they're saying that nothing inside was touched. It's like nothing. It's like they were in a bubble. Let's say your church is in a whole bubble, and everything outside is happening and doing its thing, but you're protected.
Yeah.
I can't believe that none of the walls had certain. It seemed like nothing had happened. You're in there. It's like a capsule. Yeah. That's one thing I remember when you said that.
You know, there's this magic tree that was in the center of town.
The banyan tree, yes.
And I haven't heard yet if it's okay. I mean, because the volume of heat. But, you know, that's like I've learned that up in like Yosemite, when people get all upset about, oh, the trees, it's good because what happens is when the trees burn, they pop and they release seeds, which brings more trees. So just give Mother Earth some time. But developers, you know, if we find your names, we are going to blow you up. We're going to just put you out so that the world can see how disgusting that is. Because these people are down and out. And they
I don't even think that should even be in your thoughts, in your mind to even think about that.
Well, you know, when we have fires here, so we can relate to the fires. We had lots of fires up in the Oakland Hills, and the developers, when the neighborhoods burnt down, they went in, they bought the land, and they put up mega houses. So it's something that people do. We just think you should realize the spirit of Hawaii and just back off and leave them alone.
Yep.
That is just like, oh my God, why would you do that? So horrible. So, you know, most of the time when you hear soccer, as we call it, football, as football or whatever, as they call it around the world, it's about men. Well, we're talking about the girls. They have been able to increase the populace draw of people watching the game more than the guys. And there was a big match yesterday between the local Australians and the England team. And England won 3-1, and they're advancing. So in honor of my girl, I just wanted to say, you go. That is so fantastic.
Very good. Very good.
So we're very, very happy to see positive things like that going on. You know, anything that helps our children, our girls, to be able to stand and walk and be in their own spirit.
Yes.
So, you know, we always like to give you a couple of tips. Today's makeup tip, I'm sure you always say, what's her deal with minerals? Why is she always talking about mineral makeup? So I wanted to share some information that I've known for years, and I just, you know, I always like to find things current, and so I always check out Google. So if you Google mineral makeup, it will tell you minerals won't sit in the lines and wrinkles on your face. So you know, sometimes a woman at a certain age, or a gentleman at a certain age, they have those little bitty lines, and they put on makeup, and it makes those lines go, hello.
Oh my God, you're so right, because I tried to copy someone that put some highlights.
Yes.
I was trying to teach myself how to do highlights with some kind of powder. Oh my God, I looked like double my age. I was like, I can see all my lines and wrinkles.
Yes, and that's because of traditional, whereas minerals, they are much finer powder. They lay in the lines, so they give you a new smooth look. So that's one of the reasons that I like minerals over traditional makeup. Also, traditional makeup, most of it, because they're creams, are oil-based. So if you have sensitive skins, if you are allergic or have breakouts, that's not necessarily the best makeup for you, because minerals, on the other hand, are powders, and they're healthier for you, and they are inert into the fact that they have within them a minimum of SPF 15. Mine has about an SPF 20, and they are great for walking, like you're going to run errands. It makes you look more vibrant. You look better, as well as exercise.
And you're right on that, because I'm going to tell you something about mineral makeups. The reason why some people are sensitive is because they're lacking in minerals in their face. And what do we need to do is we need to put more minerals in our body on a consistent basis over time. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
And what happens is a lot of people are sensitive because their lipid barrier on their skin is thin.
Yes.
People that are not sensitive are thicker.
Yes.
So what we need to do is we need to treat the thin barrier and make it thicker by applying more minerals, so over time makes it thicker.
Yes.
And then we can start wearing more different like skincare or makeup without breaking out or getting reaction.
Exactly.
So we need minerals so that our bodies can absorb that, and it's very healthy for us.
Exactly.
Which is why Gloria makes mineral makeups,
Yes.
and I love it because I know what it does to our face, our skin, and our bodies. And for those of you that are sensitive, think of mineral makeups and not the commercial ones.
No.
There are some out there, I'm not going to name names, commercial brand mineral makeups you can find in the malls. They might have a little percentage, but a lot of it is what? Other things, right?
Fillers, yes.
Yeah, fillers, there you go.
Yes, they're just lots and lots of fillers. So when you are looking at ingredients, always remember, legally, you have to list them by highest volume. So say, for example, the first ingredient is talc. And just to kind of equate it to it, it's not really the same as baby powder, but baby powder is called talc too. So you're paying like $85 for a container of baby powder. So make sure whatever the highest volumes are, like mine is pigment, mica, that's the highest volume. That's what you want. That's the raw minerals. But if I said, for example, talc, then you know that when it gets down to pigment at the end, that means I put a splash instead of the full volume to give the effect.
And she doesn't have like this thick paragraph of ingredients.
No.
Like a lot of people have. And don't you notice that a lot of packaging, they make it so hard to read because they don't want you to read it. They think that, we have it here, so it's good enough. No one's going to want to really read it. But what we really want is to read it.
Take out your phone, take a picture.
That's what I have to do
blow
all the
it
time.
Up. I do that all the time with even ingredients in the grocery store. If I'm buying something and I want to know what is in it, I will take a picture and I will stretch it out. Because 2023, I cannot believe they're still putting high fructose cornstarch in stuff. High fructose corn syrup in stuff. Partially hydrated oils. They know that this
corn
is bad.
Syrup.
They know it is bad for our health, yet they put it in. And some places they'll say no, on the front they'll say no MSG, but then you'll be reading and it'll say seasoning salt. That is MSG. So you have to read and do your research. And if, for example, you say I've tried minerals and it doesn't stick, that probably means you need some minerals in your body. I've done makeovers where I'm putting makeup on someone and it's just disappearing. And I'll tell them, these are your colors. You can buy it today or you can wait. You need to get a good multi-mineral supplement and start taking it. So they'll buy the makeup, they'll do the minerals, and then like 3 to 5 days later, they'll apply it and they're like, oh my God, I love this makeup. So just FYI. Okay.
Exactly.
Healthy, baby.
Yeah, healthy. And my tip today is I'll be talking about fruit. So, did you know that fruit has, you probably do know this, has natural sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know that a lot of people with diabetes don't eat a lot of fruit because it raises their blood sugar?
Mm-hmm.
But did you know we do need a little bit of fruit in our bodies? And why do we need it? Because fruit has fiber. And what does fiber do? Fiber does not spike your blood sugar because it slowly releases into your bloodstream, which doesn't spike your blood sugar, and it keeps you satiated for much longer. So the fruits that you want to eat that will not spike your blood sugar are berries. Berries are very, very healthy for you.
Yes.
They're loaded with antioxidants.
Especially like
The
blueberries,
dark, bright
blackberry.
colored berries. Yes. They will not spike your blood sugar. Then you'd be surprised, apple. But the only apple is Granny Smith. And a lot of people will not eat Granny Smith.
Because they're bitter.
They're sour, and they usually put it in desserts or apple pies, and they load it up with a ton of sugar
to make them sweet.
So what you need to do is eat your Granny Smiths, but pair it up with some nut butter and make it a nice dessert.
I love apples with nut
butter. So if you want to eat apples and you don't want your blood sugar to spike, the best for you is the green Granny Smith, berries, and also grapefruit. Except for some people that take medication, they can't have grapefruit because it counteracts the medication.
Yeah.
So be careful on that. But those are the ones that will not spike your blood sugar. But you do need fruit in your diet for the fiber. Yes. Fiber is a diabetic's best friend. I always say that.
Yes.
So now you know, go out and buy your berries and make sure they're organic.
Yes.
Organic berries and organic apples as well.
Organic vegetables. I mean, where you can do organic.
Yes, because berries are highly sprayed and so are apples. So make sure you buy those organic.
Well, I have a quick question for you on that. So what I do, because I go to Sprouts, and Sprouts is sourced from local farmers. And here in California, they don't do a lot of pesticides in, some places. I'm sure some farmers do, not all of them. If you're transporting your products all over the country, you probably do.
Right.
But if you're just doing local, maybe you don't have to, because they have regular and then they have organic. And I was talking to the manager, and he was like, we don't buy fruits and vegetables with a lot of pesticide. And a friend of mine told me, she said, all you have to do is make sure you wash your fruits and vegetable in vinegar, and that will clean off the pesticides. Have you heard about the power of vinegar? I mean, it's great for cleaning your house.
Vinegar is good, and it is good. So a lot of people, they don't want to spend a lot of money, so they don't buy organic. But I say that don't forego your fruits and veggies just because you can't afford it. Just buy it and wash it off, like you said. But if you can help it, it's best to buy organic, because even though you can wash it off, I prefer to buy organic.
Yes.
But please don't forego eating, because you need those nutrients in the fruits and veggies, the antioxidants, the thousands and thousands of plant chemicals. So vinegar's good, and there is washes that you can do, homemade washes to wash your fruits and veggies. Or you can go to the supermarket and they have fruit and veggie washes out there for you can buy.
Exactly. So, like she said, don't not eat fruits and vegetables because you can't afford the organic ones. Just clean them. Yes. Get you a brush and clean them up.
That's much better than nothing.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity for us to connect with you. We want you to know we feel the love. We're so grateful, and we
send it back to you.
Yes. We hope that you will have a wonderful, powerful day, manifest with nothing but love and compassion and kindness.
And drink your good earth, sweet and spicy.
Lord, yes,
we've been loving it.
This tea is amazing. It's really great today.
It's really,
and
really
our little sayings were really, really great today. Look forward with hope, not backward with regret.
And mine again says, don't compromise yourself. You are all you've got, Janis Joplin.
Yes.
So remember that. But thank you, everyone. And we hope you've enjoyed our chat today. And if you have, what do? You hit the thumb icon. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. What's the hold up?
That's right. We need you. Come play with us.
Yes. Hit the bell notification so that all our future chats will be the first to be notified.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, again. And we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye-bye.
Bye.